up, you guys? Welcome to season 2, episode 3 of my podcast. I don't have a lot of time on this episode today. I know. I'm not rushing at all. I wanted to make sure I got this episode out for you all. I'm actually getting ready for a date, or I'm getting ready to go out on a date, but I wanted to make sure that I had this episode up and ready for you all before this upcoming week. I'm starting something new this week, so I'll share with you all in episode 4 probably, but no guarantees. But yeah, nonetheless, hey guys, what's up? Let me know how y'all are liking episode 1 and episode 2 and now episode 3. By the title, you already know what it's called, but before we get into that, I want to start off with some announcements, some housekeeping if you don't know. Welcome to Let Me Tell You Something. If this is your first time, my name is Deja D. I am the host. Make sure you're following us at Deja's Daily Dose, and also make sure you're following me, your host, Deja D. I have my at names and everything right here. So yeah, I'm super excited for today's episode. I think that is something cool, something fun that a lot of people can relate to. I told you all that some episodes are going to, overall, Let Me Tell You Something is talking about all things growing up, things that we encounter in our early 20s. And I think that this topic is super, super relatable. So definitely make sure you're engaging with us on social media. And if you're listening to Spotify, I know they have somewhere for you to say it. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you comment below your thoughts on it. But yeah, I think we got all of that information out of the way. So without further ado, let's hop into this episode, okay? Because let me tell you something. I want a makeover. If you've been following me for a minute, right now I'm 22. This year I'll be 23. And when I turned 18, I shaved all my hair off. So growing up, I was completely natural. Like when I was younger, like a little girl, I had a perm. But for the most part, the majority of my childhood, teenage years, everything like that, I was natural. So I was rocking the twist outs, I was rocking braid outs, high puffs, afros. Like I would get my hair straightened. Like I remember I got my hair straightened for real, probably like my 8th grade dance and my 8th grade formal. But if you're natural and you get your hair straightened, you already know it's going to be sweated out in less than 2 seconds. Like I played sports, like after the 8th grade formal, I think it was damn near sweated out. I think I got it flat ironed again for my 10th grade. I worked in a Dominican hair salon when I was in high school, my earlier years. So I got it pressed out for homecoming 10th grade. It sweated out by the end of the night. I remember texting my mom like, please come and get me. My hair sweated out. But nonetheless, I was pretty much the au natural type of girl. I used to dye it a lot of different colors. Like I've had pink hair, green hair, orange hair, purple hair. Like that was me, but rocking my natural hair. So when I turned 18, or if you know, I went to pre-college, 17 years old, I kind of fry dye, laid my hair to the side. Pre-college was over like July the 7th or the 19th or something like that, 17th or the 19th, whatever. My birthday's the 23rd. And when I went home from pre-college, I remember telling everybody, like, when I come back in the fall, I'm cutting my hair off, or as soon as I get home, I'm cutting my hair off, because I knew that eventually at some point in my life, I wanted to cut all my hair off. And my first time doing the big chop was when I was 18 years old. And it was just to signify the new transition in my life. I did not want to look the same way that I used to all of those years. I felt like, okay, I'm blossoming into an adult. I'm coming into myself. Like, I'm going off to college. I wanted to just, you know, do something dramatic, do something dramatic with my look. Because I was like, I'm switching it up. Like, I'm an adult now. And growing up, you know, I just cut all my hair off, and that's what I wanted to do. I have a video on my YouTube page where I took you all with me. So if you're interested in seeing that and seeing that whole thing, it's so old. I've been doing YouTube for so long and content for so long, so I can always like look back at high school stuff and things like that. But I have my video up there when I actually did it. Growing up, I also had to wear a uniform to school. I wore blue shirts and white shirts and dark blue bottoms when I was in elementary school. Then when we got to middle school, this is PG County, Maryland, by the way. Then when I got to middle school, I wore khakis, and then our color shirts changed based on the year we were. Like 7th graders wore burgundy, and then 8th graders wore dark blue. Then when I got to high school, we still wore our khakis, but the shirt's color changed as well. I went to Suitland. So shout out to all my Suitland. Still in high school. Don't talk nothing about my school. Don't talk nothing about my school. But I wore uniforms the entire time, and I stopped wearing uniforms, of course, once I got to college. So I got to kind of develop my own style. Like, I felt like when I went to school, when I went to college, that was my first time, like, you know, I did my own hair when it was natural, and I didn't have a problem with it. But this was my first time, like, you know, I gotta wear clothes every single day that I'm picking out myself. I'm developing my own sense of style. You know, I'm not having to wear this uniform. I just cut my hair off. I used to play around in makeup and stuff when I was in high school. I actually won Best Makeup Artist, but I used to do more artsy, craftsy makeup, like rainbow eyeshadow and neon blue lipstick and just the whole 1-2, very like artsy with the makeup. But once I got to college, I started to wear my makeup more like every day, like soft glam, like things like that. So I thought it was really cool to, you know, start to develop my personal style once I turned 18, start to realize things that I like, things I don't like. You know, you're following trends, things that's going on. You know, you're curating you as a person. And yeah. I think that it's cool when you look back at old photos of yourself. You know, sometimes we look back at old photos of ourselves and we're like, ew, I think that looked ugly, or oh my gosh, I looked horrible. And some photos I am a little questionable about where my edge control was and why didn't I put no gel on my hair or things like that. But I try my hardest not to be super harsh on myself and super overcritical like I was ugly, because at the time I was not ugly. That's just what I was going for. And that's how I felt I wanted to look at that time. And to kind of get to the point of what I'm saying in this, or in that particular part, is I try not to look back at old photos and talk shit about myself, because 2015 and 2016 Deja, that is what fit her. That's what fit me then. The purple and the rain shadow eyeshadow, that's what fit 14-year-old Deja. The 15-year-old Deja was loving the, you know, beauty supply store Auntie Bob wig. Like, she was into that look. Like, and that's just the representation of who I was at that point. And the reason why I don't talk about her now is because, of course, the 2015, 2016 Deja, that was her. But the 2013, I mean, the 2023, the 2024 Deja, I'm not there anymore, you know? And I think that it's fine to give yourself a makeover. You all know that I pre-write all episodes of this podcast and things like that, because it's hard to edit and write and film and do all of this and promote it all at the same time. So when I wrote this podcast, this was before I cut my hair off, so it had to be around September time. And I recently just did the big chop again. I have a wig on today, so we're not going to talk about that, but that also ties into how, you know, you could switch up your look. You know, right now I'm feeling the wigs. I want some hair on my head. It's cold outside. I don't want to put a wig on. So anywho, this is before I big chop my hair again. So y'all saw my haircut in episode 1 and episode 2. Cool beans. All right. But I did that because, you know, my last time getting a haircut was around my freshman year in college. I started to grow my hair back out because, child, I could not afford the haircuts. Nobody talks about how short hair is actually probably more expensive than having your naturally long hair, because you have to keep your haircut maintained. And I could not afford that while I was a freshman in college. I mean, it's a little hard now, but I could get it together now versus when I was really a freshman in college. But nonetheless, I recut my hair again. And I did that because I wanted to symbolize a new chapter in my life. I just wanted a nice, clean, fresh start. I was not feeling my hair. The hair that I had on my head when I cut it, I had fry dye laid in the side. I hated doing my hair at that point. I was so over it. I was like, I'm not fucking with my hair. All I do is wear it in a little depressed bun, because that's where I was when I graduated. Depressed, and I wasn't taking care of it. It became a chore. I was like, yeah, it's time to cut this hair off. So I cut it off once I moved to Philly. I'm like, you know, I'm in a new city, new job, new relationship, new haircut. I'm ready to start fresh, and I absolutely love it. And when I wrote this episode, I said that I just wanted a new look, and as I sit with you all chatting, I could say I am indeed in need of a makeover. I am now living life as a 22-year-old woman, and my feelings are valid that, you know, mind you, I'm speaking in past tense, but I really wanted to give myself a makeover at this time in my life. And I wrote this on October the 13th. So I really was in need of a makeover at this time in my life. And I brought up the story on when I chopped my hair when I was 18, because when I was 18, I didn't big chop my hair because it was damaged. My hair was pretty fine. I mean, it wasn't the most healthiest at that point because I wasn't really taking care of it when I went off to pre-college, but I didn't big chop it at that point for any damage reason. It was more so because I did not want to look that way, that I wanted to release myself of anything that wasn't bringing me joy. My hair wasn't bringing me joy. I wanted a new look. I wanted something to step into I wanted to step into a new version of myself. And when I discuss this makeover that I'm having now, post-grad, it's not only physically from the way that I'm dressing, it's, you know, not just the way I'm doing my hair, the way I'm doing my nails, the way I'm doing my makeup, which I am doing. I'm trying to work on my makeup. I'm wearing my nails differently. My hair is differently. But it also has to do a lot with a makeover of my environment. And I have a episode coming later on in the season where I'm discussing a makeover within, you know, leaving your hometown, you know, your friends or anything like that. But I remember when I was speaking to my therapist post-grad, and I was telling her I was living my life like a robot. And I could tell you my entire day down to a T. Like, I would wake up in the morning and I would go to class, or I would wake up in the morning and I would go to gym, then I would go to class, and then later on in the evening I would go hang out with friends, watch baddies, drink wine, smoke weed, and then the next day repeat it all over again. And I could tell you the phone calls and how they would go when I would call my grandmother, or when I would call my mom, or when I would call people. I could tell you exactly how it would go, what they would say, and how I would feel at the end of the conversation. And then I would just wake up and do the whole damn thing over again. I'm going to the gym again. I'm going back to class again, hanging out with my friends, watching the same shows, you know, calling these people back home, getting the same kind of conversations, you know. And that was just a repeated cycle that I had going on towards the end of my college years, towards the, you know, time of my graduation, early 2023. And I was like, you know what, like after I graduated, I was like, I'm in dire need of a makeover. And once I started, you know, going to therapy and kind of like woken up from all that I was going through while I was in school, I was like, I'm ready for a fresh start. Like, I'm ready to start my real adult life post-grad. You know, the world is at my fingertips. I'm blessed and I have the opportunity to, you know, I'm not tied down to anything or anyone. I could pick up, I could move wherever I want to go. Like, I have this degree, and if anything fucks up, I mean, I got myself at the end of the day, and I'm ready to take that step out in faith and do a complete 360 with my, not 360, 360 is like a circle. I'm ready to do a whole 180. I'm ready to switch this thing all the way up. So yes, the makeover can be both physical as far as how I'm dressing. You know, now I'm wearing more neutrals. I'm not wearing all those crazy prints anymore. I'm not saying I'm jockeying, or like I said in the beginning, it's not to shit talk who I was when I was in school with the platform blue boots and the red braids and everything. That was me in 2023, 2022. Look back at the pictures, fly, cool, but that doesn't represent the Deja that I am in 2023, the end of 2023 to 2024. I want a nice fresh look. This is the look I'm going for physically, and the way that I want my life to be represented in a makeover, mentally, emotionally, in my environment and everything. Let me tell you something. Doing something that you know will have a negative outcome over and over again is called insanity. And I knew how my day would go. Like I said, I knew the routine. I knew the people I was talking to. I knew the stuff I was doing. I knew how it would make me feel, yet I would wake up and do it all over again. You know, I knew how I felt you know, drinking wine every day and smoking weed and eating a bunch of snacks and then wanted to wake up and want results in the gym. I knew how, you know, these phone calls back home with people in my circle or family and friends from home or whatever the case may be, I knew how those conversations will make me feel. I'm getting on the phone and I'm not wanting to share, you know, what I got going on no more, because it's like, you know, I'm telling you things and it's, you know, whatever the case may be, negative comments are being returned to them or whatever. I knew how it would make me feel, yet I continue to call. I continue to have these conversations. I continue to do these things that I knew were not necessarily, I'm going to say, wrong. It wasn't wrong that I was watching baddies. It wasn't wrong that I was smoking weed. It wasn't wrong that I was drinking. It wasn't wrong that I was doing these things. However, if that's not what I want to do anymore, if I'm looking for a change, I can't keep doing the same thing over and over again, because that's insanity. And I was digging myself into a hole of depression. I was digging myself into this cycle where I felt like a robot, where I felt like I wasn't living. I was just, you know, existing. I felt like I wasn't living. I was just existing. I'm digging myself into this hole of depression that at a certain point I felt like I could not get out of. I'm surrounding myself around people who I can't be open and honest with. I placed myself in environments where I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel welcomed. And I was in dire need of a makeover when I graduated, because I was like, I'm not finna be depressed no more. Like, I'm not about to keep crying. I'm not finna keep doing this. Those things did not serve the Deja that I am now, the Deja that I'm trying to be, the Deja that I wanted to be. And with graduation approaching, I knew that it was time for me to get my mind right. When I, you know, graduated, I had to get my mindset correct and start beginning my internal makeover for myself. I started to build my relationship with God again. I worked on my health. I worked on building my platforms. I started my podcast with season 1 and just continued to grow it to where it is now, which I'm super excited about, by the way. So like I said, if you all are tuned in for episode 2 or season 2 from season 1, I definitely am enjoying this growth with you all. I hope you all enjoy episode 2. I hope you all are enjoying episode 3. But yeah, I wanted to continue to build this platform to document and tell you all stories that I've been going through as I'm going through this journey of adulthood in my early 20s. And now I sit here with you all, season 2, in a new city, with a new partner, and I just wanted to reflect on how I'm feeling internally. This episode was super, super short, but I think that it was an important message that I wanted to get out. I wasn't trying to make all of my episodes super long. I know last episode was 40 minutes. The episode before that was like 28. This one's probably going to be a little shorter, which is not a problem because I am by myself, and I know y'all don't want to hear me talking. But let me know and tell me if you all have had any similar experiences of wanting a makeover, both internally and externally. And if you're watching this and you're stuck in some sort of cycle, it's time for you to sit and reflect on what you're surrounding yourself with, because you are a product of your environment. So baby, if you want to change, give yourself a makeover. And like I said, makeovers are not both physically with your hair, your makeup, your everything like that. It's time for you to take a step and do an internal makeover. Like, just same way you can figure out a new routine when it comes to your makeup to make it look different. Make a new routine for your day. You know, wake up in the morning, do some yoga, do some meditation. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to work on and build in 2024. I'm trying to start to wake up early. And right now I don't have a choice, but like I said, I have some exciting news I'm excited to share with you all. I'll probably share it episode 4 because I'm pressed, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'm really excited to share it, so we'll see. No, I'm not expecting. But I love you all so much. Thank you all for tuning in for episode 3. Make sure you are following Deja's Daily Dose on all social media platforms. That's TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Head over to the Deja's Daily Dose website if you're watching this and read some of those articles. I want to get back into writing, so we'll see. But let me know. Let's chat. Let's definitely talk about some things, some goals that you all have in 2024. This is my first episode actually recording in the new year, so Happy New Year's. It's still not too late to say Happy New Year's. You all should still be watching this, and this episode should come out on the 15th. So yeah, I'm excited. Happy New Year's to everybody. Make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend to watch Let Me Tell You Something. We drop episodes every Monday at 6 p.m. So maybe we should do, you know, a Let Me Tell You Something watch party. How about that? How about that? We'll have it in premiere. Next episode that drops, the next episode that drops is going to be on the 22nd. So let's do a Let Me Tell You Something premiere. We're going to be right here on YouTube chatting. So meet me here. I'll be here. Are you going to be here? Because I'm going to be here. Same time, same place, girl. All right. I love you all. Episode 4 is going to be called Normal Girl. So make sure you all are tuned in to see what that's all about. I'm your host, Deja D.